Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, man. What a way to start October, right? I mean, stock market definitely. Wait, October 1st was Friday, but still, what a day, right? It's pretty hectic, especially in growth stocks. We're gonna take a quick look at the overall market. Definitely, I want to say some stocks that have pulled back a nice amount. We can take a quick look at them. But let me just get quickly set up, guys. I'm a bit late, like always. It's late, my new normal. But hope everybody had a great weekend. Let me just finish setting everything up. Let me just finish posting on socials that I am on really quick. Like always, guys, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you had a great time with the family. Let's see what we have in store for the market today. So let me just post on Discord. I think that's the last place I need to post. And then we can get started. So hope everybody... Is anybody looking at any stocks? I was looking at my portfolio real quick. I noticed Unity was down a nice amount. It's in the 120s right now. Definitely good morning. What's going on, Ganesh? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let me just finish posting and then we can bring up the screen. On live, everyone. All right, and let me just close out of anything. I should close out really quick so I don't have anything open by accident. All right, so I think we should be good to go. Zillow Z. So that's what you're looking at right now, Pokey. What's going on, Pokey? All right, let me show main YouTube page. Yep, there we go. All right, guys, so we can see right Dow right now it's down 0.3. The Nasdaq is definitely taking a huge hit, 1.4%. We got the S&P 500 down 0.54%. So definitely a huge hit in the overall growth market. What's going on, Q? What's going on, Fizz? We can see it's definitely a big move in the just from the heat map right here. We can see technology, right? Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. We can see the big techs are taking a huge hit in the market right now. Communications, also we have Google and Facebook down. I'm super excited because you guys know I purchased on Thursdays. I just posted my videos for my weekly buys that I'm gonna go on Thursday. That's gonna be Google, Facebook, Mercado Libre, and I forgot the other one. Holy smokes, what was the other one? Facebook, Google, Mercado Libre, and Sorens. All of them are looking very attractive to me right now. So hopefully they stay at these levels. Remember, as long-term investors, obviously it sucks. But we can see financials are up. Healthcare is kind of green. And we have consumers also kind of green. Let's just take a closer look here, right? We can see banks are a big green right now. Some healthcare markets are a big green. And then we also have the only real big tech up right now is Tesla, up 3.73%. I saw that they kind of announced their numbers, and their numbers were super strong. I want to take a quick look at some of the stocks making a big move today. 5 things to know before the market opens. Stocks making the biggest move pre-markets. So let's see also. Pokey, what's going on? Ben Perez might add a little bit to Nvidia. Let's see how these stocks, how my stock portfolio, I'm pretty sure my account is down. Yep, I can already see. We have some really big down days right now. What's going on, Shikar? Hi, Jose. Fizz, love the Melly buy. I think this is my chance to finally enter Melly. Tesla cheap. So yeah, right, Mercado Libre. I'm really excited about Mercado Libre. For those that didn't watch my videos, I definitely recommend doing it. The 4 I talked about were Sorens. I think it's looking attractive right now. Mercado Libre is also looking attractive right now. I'm liking it's down 2%. Then we have Facebook. I know I could tell that was sarcasm, Fizz. I could definitely tell that was sarcasm on Tesla. Facebook is down about 3.5%, and we have Google down 2.5%. So I did believe some of these stocks were a bit overextended in the past. We can see I kind of waited them out a bit. Right now, for example, Facebook, Google, these are already big players in my positions. These were tier 1 companies in 2020. They didn't become tier 1 companies in 2021. So in 2020, I built up a nice position of these, and these have done great returns. But as my portfolio has gotten bigger, I haven't added too much into these, so that their portfolio weight has kind of decreased. Now I'm like, hey, these are looking a little bit too small, or looking smaller than I intended them to be. So now that's why I added Facebook and Google to that list, right? I don't think I've added to them too much recently. I think Facebook maybe in the past month. But I'm trying to build up their exposure in my portfolio again, and I believe right now it's looking very attractive, especially for me the dollar cost average. David Silva, I feel like a psychic. Me at the end of last week. Sorens will definitely be on Jose's buy list video for next week. Open up the YouTube. Yup, it definitely is. I'm really, really liking Sorens. I mean, they announced partnerships with Audi's new electric vehicles. I forget the ones I talked about in the video, and also some other players, right? So Sorens is looking attractive at these levels. I'm excited. What's going on, Dave, by the way? Shekhar, and can I call you? I'm gonna call you Seth. J2 Global, goodbye for me, and it's green. Too nice, Seth. We'll take a quick look. Greystone, hello, Jose. Red Day. Hopefully, I can add to Facebook soon. What are you, Greystone? What are you looking more for? Are you looking for a bigger dip right now on Facebook, or are you looking for more funds coming your way? I mean, Facebook. It's definitely interesting how quite a correction we're seeing. Obviously, stock prices. Are stock prices last seen in June, right? For Facebook, right? These are prices last seen in June. But it's crazy how quickly stock prices go down. Are you worried if Sorens falls under the volume shelf? I'm not a technical person. Let's see. What's that? Which one was my? All right, right here, right? This $80. I mean, yeah. I don't really care about it too much, Fizz. If it falls below those levels, if it does, I would say that, hey, yes, there's a possibility that we'll see heavier downturns. At the end of the day, I still like Sorens in forms of valuation. Ben Perez, I wonder if the market will continue this way through the week. So I do have an announcement, guys. I mean, if you guys want to buy, now I would say is that time to buy, because I have vacation. I think next week I start vacation. No, next week. Yes, the 14th. The 14th of October is when I start a 10-day vacation. I'm still going to be doing videos. I don't think I'm going to be live streaming for those 10 days, but I definitely will be doing videos. But I'm just saying, I think it's going to be hilarious if the moment I go to vacation, we have the craziest bull market. So mark it on your calendar, guys. October 14th, I'm going on vacation. Normally, when I go on vacation, the stock market goes up. So right now is the greatest buying opportunity, right, Fizz, to get me through. Ben Perez, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a quick vacation. I think I'm gone the 14th, and I just don't think I would live stream the week of the 17th to the 23rd. So I think I just won't live stream for maybe 5 days, just 5-6 days. I'll be back the 25th, and I'll be enjoying breakfast with you guys. But let's see, what else do we have? Jose's going on vacation will tank the market because the whales won't be watching. That is true. But let's take a quick look at my portfolio right now. Marcus, thoughts on Cathie Wood? Is she relevant now? Any concerns regarding the ARK fund outflows? Marcus, so I don't believe she was. I think people just make people popular, right? I mean, obviously last year was a great year for her, so she was super popular. I mean, I still like some of the stocks she invests. No matter what she did last year, it wasn't a buy or sell for me. Like if she bought a company, it wouldn't be a buy for me, and if she sold a company, it wouldn't be a sell for me. What ARK Investment does, and what I believe it provides such great insight, is they share their daily buys. So sometimes you might get a random idea by looking at their buy list. They also share a lot of great insight about the market and their overall thoughts. So for me, Cathie Woods, in my mind, and overall ARK Investment is still the same way it was for me in 2020. I just believe people just started with they were made them super popular because they were all growth investment style. I do like their growth investment style, even though the stock prices continue to go down. But like I mentioned, whatever she does or whatever ARK Investment does, it's not a buy for me or a sell for me. Right? There's numerous. Yeah, exactly. Anyone profited last year, and she was just the one that people focused on a lot. Like I said, ARK Investment, they provide so much great insight for free, and I appreciate that, right? Especially in the market right now where everybody's charging a subscription fee for you to see their quick thoughts on like a company, right? So I appreciate when you're some form of professional and you still publish a lot of research for free, because like I said, there's people with there's a lot of people that charge for just sharing a few paragraphs on a stock. And I'm not saying there's anything bad with it, but I mean, I prefer to read something from a nice group of analysts focusing on stuff like this than so I enjoy them for that reason. Fizz, enjoy your vacation. Much needed rest. Thank you, Fizz. Investor 7. Any thoughts on Nvidia? I mean, any major thoughts? Jose, you publish a lot for free too. A lot, yes, but it's. I mean, I don't think I mean, they have a whole team, right, Fizz? Obviously, we all know ARK Investment watches my videos, and some of the buys they do is off these live streams. Not an actual fact, but it has not been denied either. It hasn't been denied. But yeah, thank you, appreciate that, Fizz. So Nvidia, number 1 company, right? This investor, this is my favorite company in my portfolio right now. For Nvidia, is still more of a dollar cost averaging. Mr. High, October 14th, stock market boom, got it, market. Yo, it's gonna be hilarious if the day I go on vacation, the market does the massive rally. But in talks of Nvidia, right, investor, right now, still the number 1 position. This is my biggest position in my portfolio. I believe, for me, this is still more dollar cost averaging. If I didn't have a position in Nvidia right now, I would just enter to kind of get skin in the game. I do believe there's a possibility with everything happening in the semiconductor world, with the volatility, that Nvidia could provide better buying opportunities. At the same time, I think I might be a bit biased because I already have a big position. But Nvidia is one that, in the short term, I'm bearish in it. So in the next 12 months, I believe this stock price will be very volatile. In the long term, in 5 years, I believe this stock price is super cheap compared to where it'll be in 5 years. So if one can handle volatility, I think Nvidia is definitely sitting at attractive levels right now. Because in the next 3 to 5 years, I believe Nvidia, you won't even remember $199. So Ben Perez, I was trading a lot last year, and I actually used her free information to do the opposite of her to profit. Ben Perez, that is actually pretty interesting. Jose has a video team in his basement because how else does he pump out all these videos? I wish, I wish, Ben. This is a solo team right now. Actually, it's pretty much you guys. I do these live streams. We talk about a few cool companies. I learn about new companies. I go do a little more research, and then I go into grind mode and just make videos on it and kind of do my whack editing. But it helps. Right now, it's a solo business. So Fizz, I think AMD here, if if I ever have kids, I'm gonna make them work on my editing and on my video production. I'm gonna have like a little investment firm in my basement if I ever have kids. Jose turned on the stream. You bought any more Nvidia? I haven't bought any more Nvidia, Greg, recently. Someone was just asking around my thoughts. I did talk about my 4 weekly buys, or the ones I'm thinking of buying every week this week. Like many of you guys, right? I put money to work on a weekly basis. So every week I'm looking for either some of my old positions to add into, or some new positions to add in, or some new positions to enter. This week, which I usually purchase on Thursday, I'm thinking about purchasing Sorens. This is one of my tier 1 companies. I'm liking it at these price points. With the smart car market increasing, I believe it's a great play. Mercado Libre, this is a very small position in my portfolio, but I believe Meli is definitely growing at crazy levels. Their overall power, especially in logistics, in Latin America, is super strong. I'm liking it at these price points. Facebook and Google. Facebook has definitely seen quite a downturn on stock price right now. I think there's a lot of negativity in Facebook. I'm liking it right now. I believe the metaverse, the advertisement world, is still going to continue to grow for both Facebook and Google. So those are my 4 buys. Nvidia is definitely looking attractive as a dollar cost averaging, but it's already a tier 1 position in my portfolio. Let's see what else. Fizz, I think AMD here is better at than Nvidia. Thoughts? I think you can buy AMD here, but I want Nvidia to fall 10. I think I like those thoughts, right? I do like. I like both AMD and Nvidia at these price points. Excuse me. It's dollar cost averaging. What negativity on Facebook hasn't been a buying opportunity? Exactly, right? I mean, last year we saw that during the summer of 2020 that advertisements were gonna stop, and we saw a nice downtick on Facebook and Google, right? Because all these advertisements were gonna pull out and stuff like that, and ended up being one of the best buying opportunities. I remember doing a video on that last year. And right now, right, I believe a lot of fearness with the hearings happening right now. A lot of the focus on Apple's changes with their metrics, or the way they collect data, is kind of adding some negativity to Facebook stock price. Look at that. I think it's looking very attractive right now, in forms of just building into my position. 60 Minutes ran a whistleblower story on Facebook last night. Yeah, I heard of that. I didn't watch it. Did you take a watch on it, Greystone? And let's see. Greg, waiting for, let's see, AP. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. So, Seth, what's your call on Global E online? Business seems good and shows strength on the charts. So, I'm not too familiar. I'm guessing this is GLBE, right? Global E. Super strong company. I want to say right off the bat, it might be a bit overextended. This is one that, since IPO, has just done amazing. Is this the one that's working with Shopify, Seth? I believe. And give me one quick second, guys. My brother is calling me. I think it might be somewhat of emergency. Let me just make sure. Give me one quick second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Everything seems to be okay. So let's see, AP. How about Baba? Do you think it should be bought? So Baba, definitely. I mean, it's an interesting play right now. The overall Chinese market continues to get hit. That is insane. $139 on Baba. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of buyers right now. Just as quickly as it's gone down, this is a stock that, I mean, volatility is going to continue. If you're able to kind of grab this is one that I don't believe it's going to turn around right away. But I don't think it's going to stay at these levels. I think, though, the Chinese market is going to continue to be very, very volatile. So you need to have, like, guts of steel. I want to say something else, but guts of steel on something like this. This is a company that volatility can continue, that downturn can continue. At the moment, I do have exposure in the Chinese market. I'm not really buying too much, right? Sometimes it's okay to just wait off and hold. And that's what I'm doing, right? So Greg, waiting for an entry on Square. What kind of entry are you looking for? I'm really liking it at these prices, right? Stock is down 5%. This is a crazy, crazy red day. I mean, right, look. We have Fastly down 5%. We have Datadog down 5%. Roku is looking attractive, guys. Roku is looking attractive, down 5%. Fiverr is down 5%. We have Redfin also down 5%. Celsius down 4.82, but Celsius, I don't know how this one does it. I feel like Celsius is always down, but it's always looking like it's next to its all-time highs. Magnite down 5%. Square down 5%. CrowdStrike down 4.5%. Unity down 4.5%. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes. No, I'm not gonna say it. Okta's down 4.3%. We have what else? PayPal down 3.9%. Facebook down 3.9%. Shopify, I'm liking at these levels. Shopify's for sure 4%. Now PaySafe down 3%. I think right now it's definitely a great buying opportunity. I do believe this is a nice dip. I wouldn't spend all my money at once if I had money right now. This is not the time where I'm still gonna go and kind of buy. I'm not thinking about, because I have cash. I have cash outside, right? I have cash outside my portfolio. Whenever I see a huge dip, I go pick on that cash. I go to that piggy bank and grab some cash. At these levels, I'm still not at that level where I'm gonna go pick that piggy bank. Right now, I'm still in weekly bias. So here's more like maybe some nibble here and there. At the moment, I can still wait off. I'm a little patient. My portfolio is doing good. I'm a little patient. I could wait it off right now. At first, it really stressed me out seeing these drops, but now I honestly don't care. Just think of everything on sale since Ben, amazing thoughts, right? That's how it should be. I don't think none of these freak me out, right? I really looking at these stock prices, it excited me. It got me so excited. I was like, how can I get some money right now? How can I build up a little bit on a Unity under a 10? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me Unity is under. No, it's at 120. What are you crazy? For me, Unity, I like it below 100. Really buying opportunity for Unity below 100. But we can see, right? These are stock prices. I was saying, they seemed a little bit overextended from moving averages. Look, now they kind of pulled back a nice amount. This is why when I buy stocks, I sometimes tend to stay away companies that I believe are a bit overextended and already have some nice exposure to. So now that they're getting a bit closer, they look a little bit more attractive. You know, got Jose sweating. More like sweating. I'm like $100. I want to buy into Unity some more. So let's see, Jose, if you were buying today, what are the top 4 stocks you would buy? Because there are so many stocks that's red, it's just confusing. So Fahiman, right? It all depends on exposure. It all depends on what stocks I have in my portfolio. If I was in my current portfolio right now, I mentioned these are obviously the 4 stocks I would like. Sorens, Melly, Facebook, Google, based on the way my portfolio is right now. If, let's say, I wasn't thinking about my portfolio, Fahim, let's say I was just thinking in general stocks, not outside my portfolio, and that might be a bit weird. Some that I would really like. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at this list. At these levels, ones I really wouldn't mind adding into. The first one I would say would probably Shopify. I saw Shopify. So Shopify would be one of those lists. Would be one in there. What's going on, Peru? So Shopify would be one of them. If I had to choose 4, so Shopify would be one of them. Nvidia would be another one at here to kind of just nibble, to kind of go into 4. Let's see what else I would like. So Shopify, Nvidia, Sorens for sure. I really like Sorens at these levels, like super big. Shopify, Sorens, Nvidia, and let's see. I'm trying to think of a super nice that's looking super popular. Roku's up there. Roku's up there for sure. I think I might want to do CrowdStrike, just to have a little bit. So those are some that definitely look interesting for sure. CrowdStrike, Roku, Square for sure. Square, like Fizz mentioned, maybe Square probably closer to the 200 levels. Maybe so Square could probably wait up a bit. Unity, I would definitely want to buy into like in the 100 levels, so around here. CrowdStrike looks interesting right now. Shopify, I think Shopify would be the only one I can definitely think that would 100% be a buy at these levels for me. I like Shopify. What is entry point for T-Doc? What's going on? Thank you. Wife just came in with some water. So Square, Greg. Oh yeah, same like I think Fizz mentioned low 200s. He's looking at Square. Greg is talking about 210, 215. Skills and C looks good to me at this point. So we have Peru. He's talking about Skills. So Skills, I mean, definitely taking. It seems like it's cooling off from those hits. Right. So I've definitely done plenty of videos on Skills. There's definitely some people who are not a fan of Skills. I definitely like Skills for its future growth. They're spending so much money on advertisement right now to grab more users, but as more popular games come into their platforms, I think that organic growth is going to change. One thing, I love Skills. Fizz, I know how much you love Skills, Fizz. I know how much you love it. And Zillow. So Zillow is definitely an interesting market. I don't think I have it here. I know I have one of his competitor, Redfin. The real estate market is one I don't follow too much, but we can see Redfin is definitely sitting next to its long-term moving averages at these prices. Zillow is really right there. So if I was really bullish in Zillow or Redfin, these would be the times where I wouldn't mind really building up a base position, like a strong position at these levels, right? I don't follow these markets too much, even though I do have Redfin in my portfolio. I haven't really followed it too much. I haven't really added to it recently. Maybe I should take a closer look. What's going on, Luis? Thanks, Jose. Thumbs up. Appreciate the thumbs up. Guys, remember, it's definitely a scary day today. But it's all just long-term investments, right? This is just noise. I believe in especially if we're looking in the next 5 years. Right now we're really there might be some of us that might be freaking out. If you're here for the next 5 years and you're invested in some strong companies and you have high conviction, I don't think you're gonna remember today. Like in 5 years from now, you're not gonna remember, damn, October 4th of 2021, I was in Jose's stream when he only had 19.2 subscribers. Now he's at 1 billion subscribers and he's still telling us not to freak out, right? So that's what I believe is gonna happen. So Kenny, what's going on? Jose, what do you think of Trade Desk here? Trade Desk, I want to say the advertisement world is super strong, right? Especially as we're kind of moving into more digital entertainment. I believe the overall advertisement world is definitely moving. Trade Desk is one I don't follow, but in forms of technicals, it's looking a bit attractive. Definitely has given us better buying opportunities, like we've seen in May when it's closer to its long-term moving average. I want to see how this company is doing in forms of, let's see. I wanted to take a quick look at Trade Desk. In forms of future growth. So this company is expected to grow 22.4% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. So this is a nice growth stock. They are profitable. They are positive in cash flow from operations. They have plenty of financial health. So fundamentally, Trade Desk is in a great place. If we take a quick look at Y charts, let's take a look at Trade Desk. And I want to take a quick look at EV to EBITDA ratio. Forward ratio, just to see valuation wise. So if we take a look in the past 3 years, Trade Desk right now is sitting at forward EV to EBITDA ratio of about 72.56. This is obviously not the cheapest it's ever been. We've had better buying opportunities. It's also not the most expensive, Kenny. For me, Trade Desk, even at these levels, is more like, hey, if I was bullish, maybe a little bit more than dollar cost averaging, but not a full base position yet. It could give us better buying opportunities. I wouldn't say a full buying opportunity, but it's not just a simple dollar cost averaging. Maybe a little bit more than dollar cost averaging at these levels, Kenny. But fundamentally, this is a company with very, very strong moves, with the strong fundamentals. So let's go back to charts. So Peru Invest, tell me something why Mecca is good to buy. So Mecca is very interesting, right? So this is just a regular SPAC owned by Melly. So at the moment, they haven't. I know some people might be interested in SPACs, right? And Melly. Some people are excited about Latin America exposure. Mercado Libre is super, super strong. They just recently announced that they created a SPAC with another private company. The SPAC is called Mecca, and it's this one. It just recently started trading. I do believe because it has the name, it is kind of related with Melly. I believe the same leadership of Melly is kind of working with Mecca as well. And they're gonna focus on merging with a company focused in the fintech world in Latin America. I think that's a huge market. So if one is interested, Nelly already has a great track record, already has a great team behind it. So Mecca already has some form of like, I want to say some form of not certainty, but it has some kind of a stamp of approval to some extent. So that's true, right? How is it doing so much better than Melly? Just by Melly, they benefit from. So I don't think, I think it's, I forget what the exposure, the breakdown is going to be. So it's pretty interesting, right? If you're definitely looking for a SPAC play, the stock price is already up over 16%. This is right. This is a SPAC that's supposed to start a nominal value of about $10. They benefit from it too. But sometimes, Fizz, right? This would probably be a smaller company, right, Fizz? Sometimes if you're buying Melly, which is about a $60 billion company. Here you might be buying a company that's what, $2 billion. So it has the chance to grow a little bit more with that partnership with Melly. So it's interesting, right? I don't think I'm adding to it right now. But it would, if it gets closer to that $10 valuation in its nominal SPAC value, I think that would be a great entry point for Mecca. Right now, I think it's just so much excitement because it is behind Melly, but because of the Melly team behind it, I wouldn't mind getting skin in the game on it, right? I don't think I would make it like a tier 1 position, Fizz, but I wouldn't mind making it a tier 3 for sure. So I'm going to buy 5K stocks of Mecca. Let's see how it does, Peru. That is insane. Mecca. Yeah, this is this is Peru about to change. This stock is about to go up in price like crazy. But definitely interested if one is interested in the SPAC play. Remember, SPAC plays, they still haven't announced what company they are working with, so it can take multiple months before they even announce some form of partnership. So within those multiple months, this can go back down to nominal values and give us better buying opportunities. Yep, Melly has a proven track record for 20 years, and Latin America is the fastest growing e-commerce region in the world. So very interesting, right? So, I mean, there's definitely some players that would want to enter Mecca for those reasons because they know that Melly is behind it. Samit, what is your long-term vision on Airbnb? So, Kumar, I don't have Airbnb in my portfolio right now. I mean, Airbnb is definitely a a household name, right? It 100% is. This stock price has definitely given us way better buying opportunities. Right now, whenever I travel, I think Airbnbs are usually one of the first things I look at. Sometimes I still do hotels. I believe, I forget, where my vacation this upcoming next week. I forget if I'm at a hotel. I'm at a hotel, not an Airbnb. I mean, it's definitely an interesting market. I don't have it in my portfolio right now, Kumar. So I haven't really looked at it too much. It's definitely an interesting one, but not in my portfolio at the moment. Let's see what else. What's going on, Peter? How's it going? I still hope in my AGC SPAC. Not familiar. I think you've talked about it, Ben, but I always forget about that AGC. For life, what's going on? Skills, buy or sell? I mean, it all depends on where you at for that investments. If you're looking for skills to make like in forms of technicals in the short term, I believe it's going to be very, very volatile. So it could provide great returns. I have no idea on that. Skills is more of a speculative play. Where right now it is in early stages in the business. This would never be a big position in my portfolio. Just because I believe someone else is just because I believe there's major risk behind it, and that's just not my investment styles. Some people probably have better risk tolerance than me. I limit myself to some risk tolerance. Skills is in my portfolio, small position. I like it at these levels, but this is a company that I believe in the future, if it executes properly, in the next 5 years. Right now, if you're telling me you like Fizz because where the business is at right now this year, definitely I wouldn't agree with you, right? Where it's at right now is not a great place to be, but if it executes correctly, it can definitely be a nice player in the future. Grab is expensive, but love the company. I think it will grow. What's going on, Alex? Hello, Jello, Alex. David Becker, hey Jose, have you ever looked at a stock or someone recommended and said I would never? Hey Jose, have you ever looked at a stock or someone recommended and said I would never touch it? I don't know, I don't know, Becker, right? I mean, I don't think I would. Just the person I am, David Becker, I don't think I would ever try to fight someone against a position or anything. If they want to invest it and they have some form of thesis on it, I would never try to fight them. I would kind of give them my points and, hey, maybe these are reasons why I wouldn't touch it. Or these are some yellow flags or red flags to watch out for. But I don't think I would ever be like, hey, this is definitely not a stock I would ever buy, because the market, this is the thing about the market is so future growth that a company right now, I don't know how much leadership is doing. I don't know how much they know, and that company can be working on something crazy in the future. So sometimes even the ones that look like losers can provide some great returns. And I don't want to be, hey, Jose was that guy who told me never to buy this stock, and now that stock is up 1,000%. So I just always just share my opinions and just be like, hey, I personally maybe would consider these some red and yellow flags to look at. Ben Perez, Fizz, I went to Thailand once a few years ago and used Grab the whole time there, and I knew it was a winner. That's Ben Perez. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, someone else grabbed love. I thought it was the only one. Fizz. Yeah, I used to live in Thailand. I've talked to friends there who are locals. They all use Grab and Food Panda. They say they're about the same, but seem to like Grab more. All right, guys, let's take a quick look at some stocks. How's the market doing? I do believe right now, if you're looking for some nice buying opportunities, if you had some cash at hands, now for me, it would be a time to nibble, right? I don't think if I had all this cash at hands, right now is when I would throw it all down. Right? That's not what I would do at these levels. Today would be the time where I would kind of nibble there. There are some, there's some positions we all wanted to get into. Right now doesn't look too bad. Look at Peloton. Let's see. This. Peloton is down to $81. This is crazy, Fizz. Fizz, man. Fizz, you better start riding that bike every single day and increase their daily active member usage or something like that. But let's take a quick look. Right now, we're definitely seeing a great downturn. The only stock in my portfolio that's green right now is Tesla. Tesla is up 2%, and that is definitely not saving my portfolio. I definitely have some big players. Let's take a quick look at my tier 1 stocks. So tier 1, AMD, and do I have Unity in here already? I do. Sorens. Yeah, so my tier 1 stocks right now, Unity down 4.74%. To me, this is still more dollar cost averaging. We have C Limited down 2.76%. C Limited still dollar cost averaging. I don't think these are huge buying opportunities. We have Nvidia down 4.2%. This is still dollar cost average, maybe a little bit more than dollar cost averaging. Same with AMD, a little bit more than dollar cost averaging. Sorrents, this is time where Sorrents is a nice buying opportunity in my opinion. I do believe the smart card market is still growing. This is a market that we're still in early stages. Sorrents is a leader. Super small market cap, less than $6 billion market cap for Sorrents. If competition is really trying to grow out there, Sorrents is one that I believe could be bought out by some big players. Like if let's say Google, if let's say some of these other major companies want to really focus in conversational AI, it would be so much cheaper for them to just go out and buy Sorrents for $6, $7, $8 billion. So Sorrents, I'm liking it in forms of the market it's in. I'm also liking it because it's so cheap that I believe if big players start to get worried about Sorrents, they're just going to go out and buy it out, because a $6 billion valuation for some of these companies is super. It's nothing, right? They have couches more expensive than that. So Dave Sybil, my oil energy stocks are the true MVPs. Today's trying to put band-aids on the. I'm surprised. Wasn't there an oil spill in California recently? I thought, I don't know why. I thought was going to bring some form of negativity in the oil industry. Oil stocks are up. Hopefully gas prices won't get expensive. Now I have to go look at that EV market, right? I have to go get an EV car for those gas prices. Kendall, Square, and Paysafe, those are two looking attractive, especially Paysafe. I mean, Paysafe is definitely not a fan favorite. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people prefer. I don't know why. Whenever I say Paysafe, people believe I'm anti-SoFi. I mean, you can invest in two companies, and just because I invest in Paysafe doesn't mean I hate SoFi. I believe SoFi has huge growth, right? In forms of market, and just my brain, the ones that I see the best growth, I don't know why I closed my eyes. I got a little weird there. But the one I see the biggest growth in market-wise, or the expansion of different markets, for me is Paysafe. So I'm liking Paysafe at these levels. If it stays at these levels next week, Paysafe would be on my buying list. Square looking attractive, right? Square is sitting at $225. I really like Square at that $200, like Fizz was mentioned. I think Ben Perez was mentioning it too. In the low teens, $200. Square looks a little bit attractive there. Right now, it's a little bit more than dollar cost averaging, but times to load up the boat for me would be in that like 200 price point. You really think that the high inflation that will make the Fed increase interest rates will affect the equities as the market shows right now? I do believe it would affect, right? I mean, interest rates have it has a trickle down effect, right? So it will affect equities. The thing is, there has been, I'm investing for multiple years, right? I mean, this stock market portfolio that I have right now, I don't believe I'm good, even though I'm saying I'm not going to touch it for 5 years, unless something unfortunate and drastically and like some crazy event happens in my life that I need the money, and at the moment I have a nice piggy bank out waiting just in case something like that happens. I don't think I'm gonna touch this portfolio for the next 10 plus years, maybe even more. So for me, even though interest rates might change, definitely gonna affect my overall portfolio, but in the long-term schemes, I'm okay with that. Right, I'm not here trying to time the market, trying to buy the perfect interest rate stocks. I'm investing in companies with some nice high cash flow from operations, strong balance sheet. And Luis, why touch it? Borrow against it. That's actually true, right, Luis? Maybe I could, if something like that ever happens, obviously we can kind of go with that way, right, Luis? So why touch? Borrow against it. Luckily, I have other assets like homes that can also help out in forms of me ever touching stuff like this. So right there are other ways to grab money instead of kind of just diluting all your assets. Yep, David Becker right there. Oil is doing good today despite what happened in California. Like I mentioned, I thought that would have been a bit interest, but yep, it's a small spill. All right, guys. So what's going on? Any stocks you guys are looking? So guys, if right now, just share one stock you guys are looking at right now. I think that's a great thing to do right now. To just give ideas to everybody. For me, I think at these levels, the one stock I would pick would be Shopify at this level. So if there was one stock I would pick, it would be Shopify. So I'm going to go with Shopify. to me is going with Upstart. Let's take a quick look at Upstart. Upstart still kind of for me a little bit overextended, but we can see the stock price is definitely down a nice amount. We have David Becker looking at something completely different, the coffee game. Starbucks. So David Becker is going with Starbucks if he had one. So let me know, guys. If there was one stock you would really look at right now, what would it be? So Starbucks definitely kind of sitting next to a short term and medium term moving average. So definitely interesting, right? Starbucks is a dividend play, right? David Becker. Seth is going. Let's see, Kendall. Kendall is going with either Nintendo. That's an interesting play, right? Nintendo definitely one that's been pretty quiet, looking very attractive at these levels. I agree, Kendall, right? Nintendo looking attractive in form of price points. Very, very low, right? That is looking attractive for sure. What's the other one? You're saying ChargePoint, right, Kendall? That's crazy. I don't know why I drew that, but we can see, right, ChargePoint definitely sitting at strong volume areas right now. So could be very looking at attractive levels, right? So Kendall, thanks for that. Let's see. Seth is going with DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean, this is a software company, right? Is this DigitalOcean? I don't know the ticker for that. DigitalOcean. This one, Dockin. DOCN. Is that the one you would go with, Seth? A bit overextended, recent IPO, right? A bit overextended, but definitely seeing quite a pullback right now. I do want to say there could be a little bit risk of a pull down more with the overall volatility market, but that looks interesting. Not sure why, but I thought now I'm getting hungry. Even though I haven't Chipotle, we see Fizz is going with his fan favorite right now, Peloton. Peloton, I mean, look at this. Some form, I mean, technicals to some extent are somewhat cool, right? We can see it's kind of sitting at these levels last seen in May, and that was a huge buying opportunity. I believe this was the time when they talked about the treadmill. Was it, Fizz? So nothing crazy has really happened with Peloton since then. So looking attractive at these levels for sure. So thanks for sharing that one, Fizz. Let's see, Greystone. Greystone is going with the one a little bit more stronger, right? He's going with a known company, PayPal. Yeah, that was the Thread accident, right? That's crazy. So the Thread accident, interesting. Definitely could be a nice buying opportunity. We have Fizz. We have Greystone coming in with PayPal. PayPal definitely a strong company. I mean, definitely seen a great run up with the overall movement into like digital with Venmo, digital wallet. PayPal's doing like the cryptocurrency. I can definitely see why one would be excited about PayPal. Let's see what else. Sid, what's happening with IronNet and Sundial? Not too familiar with those, Seba. My apologies. Donald is going with Okta around 225 and Affirm. Nice. Those are two interesting ones. Okta definitely looking attractive at these levels. I would really like Okta in the 213s, in the low 200s. That would be very impressive, Donald. I'm going to keep this in my watch list. Thank you for that one. The other one is Affirm. Affirm, you say about 105. Affirm, right? This is one that has done amazing after those earnings. We are missing the discussion on Palantir. What's happening? Presley, looking at Neo. Let's see. Let's see. Palantir real quick. Palantir, I mean, this is one that so many investors that I know or follow on Twitter are very, very bullish. I personally have just never gone and done any insight on them. I mean, I know the basics of what they do. I see the potential growth on them. And right now, yeah, I mean, this is a stock price that jumped up to 28. A lot of people were kind of like freaking out that they missed it out. And hey, look, now it's giving you back that buying opportunity to buy in the low 20s again, right? So Palantir definitely looking attractive at these levels if one is bullish in this company. This is one that I believe is more of a long-term play, one that if they execute correctly can be a huge winner in the next few years. I haven't really done, it's not in my portfolio at the moment, but still very, very interesting. What else do we have? We are missing... Let's see, what else? Peter, what do you think about Qualcomm buying Veoneer? Quite an interesting move. So I'm not familiar with it, but now I want to see what Veoneer is. I'm gonna guess a worldwide leader in automotive technology. Veoneer's purpose is to create trust in mobility. Interesting for sure. Technologies. This is definitely an interesting play. definitely very interesting. I like it in forms of the market it's in. Peter looks very interesting. Let's take a look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm is definitely looking. I'm liking Qualcomm at these levels. If I was very, very bullish in Qualcomm, these are levels where I wouldn't mind opening with a nice position. Something I'll keep an eye out as well. So thank you for this one. Who was it? I forget who it was. Who was just talking? Peter. Looking interesting. I like the market. That smart market is one I believe is going to continue to grow. Qualcomm could definitely make some smart moves with that. I really like Shopify as a great way to play a firm. Very true. Dennis, Neo. You're liking Neo at these levels, Dennis. Nice, right? Stock has definitely pulled back. We can see, seen at levels where it has some nice volume, this mid 30s, low 30s. So definitely looking interested if one is bullish in this market. Fizz, Palantir, Sabre. Let's see, what else do we have? Chester, any solar energy stocks that look interesting? For me, I'm not looking too much in that market, Chester. Maybe someone else can share some markets, some stocks in that market. Jack, you're talking about unique cure. I'm not familiar with this market. Definitely seen quite a pullback. I'm interested in this one now. It seems like an old play. Unique cure, Nasdaq ticker Cure, Qure, super small market cap, 1.5. They do gene therapy. It's a gene therapy company with a super small market cap. Future growth. It's one that seems to be recently very interesting, right? It's positive in earnings, positive in cash flow from operations. Analysts expect that might go down. Very interesting, right? It definitely seems like one I'm not too familiar with, but financially, I have plenty of cash, notes that. So fundamentals look a bit interesting. The gene editing is not a market I focus in. So for me, I might step away on that for a bit. Let's see. Palantir, Sabre. Let's see, Sabre. It's time to enter Tesla. It's already too high. I mean, it all depends, right? Tesla definitely looks a bit high. For me, if I was bullish in Tesla right now, it wouldn't be a time for me to go with a heavy position. This would be a time for me to dollar cost average, right? I do believe Tesla, right now, volatility can continue to hit. Right now, we have the excitement of the huge growth in, I think, 247,000 vehicles this quarter. I think it was their highest vehicle quarter, even with the overall chip shortage. But overall, in forms of price, right now it would be more of a dollar cost averaging, nibble here and there, not a huge buying opportunity. But I always say, if one is ever bullish in the company, I believe getting some skin in the game helps out a little bit more than never getting into the position. Let's see what else. Fizz. Who was it? So all are betting on potential. Yeah. So Palantir, I have it. It's so expensive. Very amazing company. Such a great moat. Palantir under 20 is nicer. I guess a lot of people. Fizz, I didn't know you were into Palantir, Fizz. Pretty interesting. Jack is talking about Elgin. Is this a software company? Very software company, right? Seen a nice pull up, kind of pull down now. Looking attractive for me. This would be more of dollar cost averaging based on technicals if I was bullish in the market. Greystone is talking about Enphase. I'm not too familiar with this one. Maybe I misspelled it. Enphase. Enphase Energy. I'm guessing this is Greystone, a question you were answering some other member who was talking about green energy. I'm not too familiar with Enphase Energy, but we can see it's definitely seen quite a pullback. More of dollar cost averaging. Right, so let's see. What else? Exit 07. Appreciate Exit. Yes, Exit mentioned. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys, I do this on a daily, every day during the week. I take a quick look at stocks. Feel free to come, just talk. I'm a long-term investor. Right now, luckily, I have a six-figure portfolio that I built over time. I mainly focus, for those new, I have 80 people watching right now. This is, I think, my highest watch. I just want to say a little introduction. My name is Jose Najarro. I have about a little bit over six-figure portfolio. I focus mainly in tech. My educational background comes in electrical engineer, so I focus a lot in semiconductor, right? The semiconductor industry is where I focus a lot in, but I also do a lot of gaming, a lot of e-commerce, mainly in the digital market, right? I'm super young, 29, I'm 29, right? So I focus in long-term investments. I do more dollar cost averaging positions. So guys, thank you for joining. 88 people watching right now. let's see if I can break 100. I'm gonna try to stay on until we break 100. Let's see if we can do that, guys. If you guys can give the episode a thumbs up, if you guys can just post a random stock, just get some form of noise coming into the chat, it can help so much, guys. So if you guys can hit that thumbs up, it really does help a lot with the channel. What's going on, Pilot Poncho? Welcome. It's been some time. Damn, I missed the bulk of the stream, and I'm sure there's some good stuff today. We'll watch again later. Pilot, appreciate the support. Been too busy buying stocks today. Poncho, what have you been buying this week? And let's see, you guys. And Ben, I agree. How you gotta learn to love the pain in the short term. And Ben, that is, I want to say, the greatest thing. I feel like when starting off investing, you always hear that, right? You always hear that, hey, you have to understand how to deal with short-term pain. Unfortunately, some of us don't really know how that feels. Right now, right, my portfolio is down a nice amount. We have some of my big players down 6.34%. I am nowhere near nervous. It's kind of exciting to see these kind of prices as a long-term investor. It says, hey, Jose, kind of now you have some stocks to really look into. Hey, Jose, if there's anybody looking at some stocks, now's the time to kind of get some exposure out there, right? So these short-term losses, it definitely sucks in the portfolio when we look at our accounts, but in the long term of things, we are not going to remember today, right? We're not going to remember October 4th was the first day Jose hit 100 subscribers, because 5 years from 100 viewers on the live stream, because 5 years from now, Jose is going to have over 1,000 viewers in his live stream, guys. But all jokes aside, if you're worried about the market, let us know. Maybe some of us can talk you out of jumping out of the bridge or jumping out of the edge. Right? We have a lot of great investors here. Everybody from different time frames of experience. I know Pilot has been investing for some time. We have Fizz, who's been investing for some time. Peru Invest, if Peru Invest is still here, he's definitely been investing for some time. So it's definitely going great. So Ganesh, welcome. Ganesh, welcome to support. Appreciate it. Ben Perez, calm down, Jose. All right, let me calm down. Let's see. More opportunities open. So, guys, let's see. If you guys can share one stock right now. Donald, what are you looking at? Penn, what are you looking at? Let's take a quick look at one stock everybody's looking. I think for me, the number one I said was Shopify, right? Shopify right now is down 4.64%. This stock price has definitely it's looking very attractive. I'm liking the market is in. AP is going with Google. Google stock right now. Google and wow, Nirj, Kara and AP are both liking Google. So Google is definitely in my buy list for this week. Google is down about 3.84%. So if you guys missed my buying episode, the four stocks I'm looking to buy this week are Sorrents, Mercado Libre, Facebook, and Google. So those I think are looking super attractive. If I saw Shopify were at these levels, I would have put Shopify in that list. But we can see Facebook and Google for sure. So AP and Kira are looking at Google. Pretty interesting. Fizz is really taking a look at Facebook. So Fizz, may I ask, what is your overall, do you like Facebook for the advertisement world, for the advertisement growth that it's seeing, or for the future growth in like the metaverse and the AR and VR, or is it a mixture of both? We have Mr. High. Mr. High is looking at ASML. ASML is definitely one that has taken a huge hit recently, right? ASML $710, looking super attractive. If one is not familiar with ASML, they provide some form of equipment for semiconductor companies to build, So it doesn't matter what semiconductor company does well, ASML is going to do well. They have had a huge run up. Management is doing a lot of buying back on this stock. They were actually buying in September 20th, purchasing at the 800 levels. Now ASML is sitting at 710, looking pretty attractive. I like that pick, Mr. High. Kara, you own 50 stocks of Google. That is insane. Kara, 50 stocks of Google. Just out of curiosity, that's over 100K on just one stock, right? Is it? Right, Google is about $2,000. Impressive, Kira. Kira, if I may ask, how long have you been investing in the market? I can't wait till one day I'll be like, I owned 100K of Nvidia alone. That's gonna be the dream, right? In the dream in the future, 5 years from now, I want to be like, yeah, I got 100K in Nvidia, no biggie. at all. 3 years, Kira. Nice, nice. So that's pretty interesting, Kira. You've been investing for 3 years. How did you kind of accumulate that wealth? So to be able to own 50 shares, 50 stocks of Google. So let's see what else. Fizz, metaverse is just optionality to me. It's the best digital ever to agree, Fizz. And that's actually a great move, right? So you're investing in Facebook for the way it's at right now, where you're at right now. So you like it for its digital advertisement, pure play, for sure, right? I think Facebook right now is being a bearish sentiment towards, is giving us a nice buying opportunity. The metaverse is a huge optionality that if it does well, it can definitely provide great returns, but just alone the advertisement can be super strong. So Seth, J2 Global is on my watch list. It rarely comes in red. Jack, how long do you think this bearish phase will be going? Till quarterly earnings really start or are over? I want to say, I think if we're going to be looking for earnings, I think once we get a few big players, Jack, kind of mentioning earnings and seeing how the market is going, that's when I believe we would kind of see the overall change in the market, or see which direction the market is going to go. So I'm liking earnings are coming out are starting to come out this month. So I like to see a nice pullback before earnings, because I feel like sometimes some of these stocks are priced to perfection. One of the stocks I believe is priced to perfection right now is Netflix. Right, I believe everybody is excited with Squid Games, with them kind of grabbing new subscribers. So I feel some stocks are priced to perfection, and if they don't execute properly during earnings, we're going to see some nice pull downs. Let's see, Jack. So I think once we get a few companies, Jack, to do earnings, and some big players in the tech world, in the automobile world, in all the markets, then we'll see a better direction of where things are going. Ben Perez, Niraj, you must be an employee. I used to work at Oracle and they gave me pretty nice stock options. I love Google since I came in the stock market. My average for Google is 1535. That is an amazing entry point for Google. Kira, amazing. Congrats. Luis, you believe it's going to be bear for a few more weeks? I concur. I agree, right? I agree with you, Luis. And at the same time, right, that's why I believe if we have some cash right now, don't use it all at once. I personally wouldn't use all at once. Most of the times I kind of nibble here and there, unless we see some crazy correction. That's when I really would take a nice hit. David Lee, what's going on? Good time to buy Nvidia and AMD today? I want to say yes. I mean, it's more of a dollar cost averaging, both for Nvidia and AMD. Both of them have seen quite a pull down, right, David Lee? To me, this is not the time to build a heavy position, but this is a nice time to kind of enter with a nice dollar cost averaging position on AMD and Nvidia. I really do like these two. Unfortunately, AMD and Nvidia are my two biggest positions. So for me to really enter AMD or Nvidia, I have to enter. It has to be very attractive. I'm thinking about buying Greystone. I'm thinking about buying Google soon. Nice. Yep, Google is on my buy list for this week. Ben Perez, I'm looking at Splunk and Adobe. I was about to put, so Splunk, I know it's in the software market. I don't follow it too much. I just know, I see it when it's on earnings. The software market, right? This one has kind of pulled down a nice amount. Looking attractive if you're into this market. I'm not too sure. Adobe is one that was a bit overextended. Look at this crazy correction in Adobe in just a matter of a few weeks. Right now it's looking very attractive, and this is why sometimes when I buy stocks, technicals is not the first thing I look at, but I don't ignore it. If a stock is a bit overextended, like if I was looking at Adobe at these levels, it wouldn't stop me from buying. It would just tell me, hey Jose, there's a bit of risk behind this stock, so maybe just open up with a small position, right? Maybe open up with like just dollar cost average, right? Because even if the stock price was overextended here, even the current prices after it kind of pulled down, the stock is still higher. So that's why I believe dollar cost averaging is a great move and why I enjoy it. Near to 100, let's see if we hit it, right? I'm kind of getting excited to me, but sometimes I see it pull back down, sometimes I see it pull back up. I'm not even gonna look anymore, right? If we get to 100, we get to 100. If we don't, we don't. We're gonna get to 100, all right? What do you think about semiconductors being down, especially equipments like ASML? What's going on, Smiling God? ASML and AMA. I mean, I think right now the overall semiconductor industry is going to continue to go down, right? I mean, and not continue. It's going to have huge volatility in the market. ASML is one of them. I'm liking it at these price points. If I was really bullish, like I mentioned, this is a company that management is doing a lot of buybacks. They were doing a lot of buybacks in the 800 price point. Now this stock is at $710. So management, I believe, is going to continue to be buying at these levels, which I believe is a bullish sentiment for this company. Jack, normally stocks are rising to the earnings and drop afterwards. Now it seems to be the opposite. That's true, right, Jack? The only thing is we still have earnings in 2 weeks. So who knows? In 2 weeks from now, we might start seeing that otherness of stocks kind of going back right now, kind of pulling back up before earnings. So for right now, it's definitely a nice nibble dollar cost averaging. If there's any position one is ever looking to enter, I believe now is the time to kind of dollar cost average into there. Jack Baster, you may Bauer, Jack, I don't know what you may want to take a look at Bentley System, BSY. That is an impressive growth, right? I definitely looked at it before in forms of technicals. BSY looks interesting. I believe stock price is a bit volatile. One I wouldn't mind kind of holding off to. I'm worried about Chinese stocks like Baba and Baidu. So, Luis, the great thing is there's so many stocks in the market right now, right, Luis, that if you're ever worried about the Chinese market, right, if you're ever worried about a company like Baba, if you're ever worried about a company like Baidu, and you kind of can't stomach that volatility, there's plenty of stocks that we can continue to look at that can give us buying opportunities at the moment, right? Right now, we do have portfolio is still pretty red, right? We have Celsius is down 6.1% right now. Let's actually take a look at FANG. How is FANG doing? I know I should have it here. So right now, even FANG, right? Facebook is down 4.25%. We have Google down 3.36%. We have Amazon down 2.57%. I wonder if anybody's looking at Amazon at these levels. We have Microsoft down 2.48%. Even Apple is down 2.37%. And right now, we're kind of getting into... Sorry, quick drink. We're kind of getting into the holiday seasons. I believe companies like Apple, right? This is when they do really well. Companies like Facebook and Google, these are the times when advertisement is going to come in super heavy for Facebook and Google. Amazon, right? Amazon is doing they kind of really started going ham with their advertisement platform in Amazon, right? I believe this is going to be the first holiday where Amazon has gone super heavy with their advertisements online. So this could be a nice year for Amazon based on that e-commerce growth. So Amazon could be looking attractive. Apple, Netflix is the only FANG I believe that might be a bit overexcited. And guys, I just want to say thank you so much. We just hit 100. We had 101 members for a few seconds there. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. It means a lot. But like I was saying, Netflix is the only one I believe out of the FANGs that a little bit too exciting right now. A little bit too excited right now. If earnings come out, and earnings are coming out October 19th, so about two weeks from now, this would be the time where I'm a little worried. Hey, if they're priced to perfection, if they don't show the type of growth people are expecting, this stock price can give us better buying opportunities. The other FANGs look a bit interesting. I have doubts of future growth for Amazon. I feel they have peaked as of recently. Ben, that's an interesting take. Very interesting take for sure. Lourdes Mom Dukes coming in with the congratulations. Thank you. Can you look at the financials of GPS and let me know what you think? Kendall, you are always here. So for sure, Kendall, we can take a quick look. I was going to put Kendall there. GPS. So GPS, this is Gap. Is this the one you're taking a quick look at, Kendall? Ben Perez, Netflix is up because of the Squid Game hype, which, by the way, is a good show that everyone should watch. Yes, I'm in episode, I think I'm in episode 2. I had to go a quick, not major emergency. I went with my brother on Friday to the emergency room. That's why I did not live stream on Friday. But while we were waiting there, we were watching Squid Game. He already saw it. He's like, hey, you have to watch it. We got nothing else to do. So let's just watch it right now. So I'm in episode 2. I'm enjoying it. I definitely recommend if you have some extra time, definitely take a quick look at it. So Kendall, all right, let's take a quick look at Gap. So Gap, this is in the retail market, right? Market cap of $8.9 billion. To be honest, Kendall, I thought this was going to have a higher market cap. If we take a look at future growth, this company is expected to grow 2.5% on average. So it's not a growth company, but you're getting a company that's profitable, that's positive in cash flow from operations, and it's also paying you some form of dividends. So fundamentals don't look half bad. The retail market is just not for me. If we take a look at financial health, they have about $6.9 billion billion in physical assets. I'm pretty sure most of these are the stores. They have about $2.7 billion in cash and $2.2 billion in debt. So Kendall, in forms of fundamentals, definitely looking pretty interesting. Not super strong, not weak, strong dividend, strong balance sheet. So I give it an okay, right? It's not a market I would into. Okay, Jack. Okay, guys, have to work now. Have a nice evening, morning. Jack, thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting. Take care, guys. Take care, Jack. And hopefully I'll catch you in some other time. So let's see. What other stocks? Let's see maybe in the fintech market, we have Affirm is down 7.5% right now. So Affirm has definitely taken a quick hit. Mogo is a small company, down 6%. I can't believe Square right now is down 5.5. Stone, if you're looking for a fintech in Brazil, I haven't really looked at it, but it's down 4.9 right now. Paysafe, I'm really enjoying Paysafe, is down 4.82. Even the big players, right? Mastercard is down 4.89. Even PayPal is down 4.25%. So it's definitely a nice opportunity if we kind of have a little bit of cash at hand. Upstart. So Macario, Sake, how about Trade Desk? We did take a look at Trade Desk already. Strong fundamentals, technicals look okay. I want to say Trade Desk is super strong in forms of fundamentals, strong growth. They have strong balance sheet. The only thing is maybe valuations right now can continue to be volatile. So that's the only thing about Trade Desk. We talked about it earlier on in today's episode. We also have Intuit down about 3.5%. It is pretty impressive. SoFi is the one. Super popular. SoFi hasn't really taken much of a hit. I'm pretty sure SoFi investors are super excited right now. This stock is only down 1.2%. Uipath, I know you've done. Patrick, what's going on, Patrick? I know. So Uipath definitely looks interesting. Uipath to me, and this is ticker PATH. This is a company focusing in robotic automation, software robotic processing. Robotic automation processing, I believe, or robotic processing automation, one of those. But they're the software robots that are pretty much helpful in a lot of timely tasks. We see them kind of partner up with AYX, right, Patrick? UiPath is one that I believe it's more of a growth story, right? This is a growth story. RPA. Robotic processing automation. Thank you, Kumar. I always get my freaking things mixed up. But thank you, Kumar. This is definitely a growth story. This is a company growing at high double digits. They have a strong balance sheet, right? If we take a quick look at Path, all right, let's take a quick look at Path. This is a company. I want to say the biggest impact on this company is its valuation. $26.8 billion market cap. I think annualized run rate is about less than $1 billion for their expected year. So valuation might be a bit expensive. This company is not profitable right now. They're barely positive in cash flow from operations. But if we take a look at their financial health, this is super strong, right? This is a company that has plenty of cash at hands, no debt to their name, and it's a company that's expected to grow 26.7% on average. So this is a strong company. I don't have it in my portfolio. I know there's a lot of tech investors, Patrick, that like Path and they really like it at these levels. But guys, this I appreciate the 100 hit. This was definitely a great stream. I appreciate it so much, guys, but I need to go work on some other video, guys. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate the support. Guys, have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Thank you guys so much for letting me hit that milestone of 100 viewers. So peace out, guys. Take care.